Hello, America. Welcome to another episode of Allied Heritage Report. I am your host, Javon Chandler. Now, I'm going to share with you a couple headlines that I ran across today. These are recent, and these are happening as we speak. My first one. Now, both of these headlines are from the nativenewsonline.net. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, look at it. It's got some cool stuff on there, breaking news, headlines, stories, whatnot. We did a little renovating to the set here. We got our own dream catcher now, so you're actually going to get a good shot of that here. Just kind of like, nice little dream catcher. Anyway, here's sometime soon, maybe you want to say Friday or whatnot, I will be having on my show more equipment. Thanks to, some generous people that I know, helped out a lot, so I'll have some equipment on Friday. So, we'll be able to take this into a bigger stance. I want to thank everybody for viewing my show. I want to thank everybody for hitting the like button and following me on Twitter and on Facebook, so that's really appreciative. And again, if you have not had the chance to check out MeWe or check out the Native American Association page, check it out. But without further ado, let's get to our headlines for today. Spit break. Alright, so happening right now as we speak, there's a coronavirus warning. It's not a question of if it will happen, but when. So we already know it's not a question of Joe Blow saying, hey, if this virus happens. It's a question of the timeline and when we will all be affected. So basically they're saying that it's going to happen. There's no doubt about it anymore. But we need to be prepared for it. Now, bit of break. Rockville, I want to say Maryland. MD stands for Maryland, I think. Or something like that, or Montana or something, but I want to say Maryland. Top federal health officials on Tuesday has urged the public to prepare for the inevitable. Basically, something that is going to happen we have no control over. The inevitable spread of the coronavirus within the boundaries of the United States. Now, let's look at this for a minute. This virus has already attacked China. Who knows, some of it may be in Russia and possibly the Koreas. For too long, it's going to hit Sesame Street. Probably Iceland, Antarctica. You never know. But they're worried about it coming over here to the United States. And I'm not, in my personal opinion, I think it's already here. We just haven't detected it yet. Okay, so here it says, ultimately, we expect we will see community spread in the United States. It is not a question of if this will happen, but when this will happen. And how many people in this country will have severe illnesses. Now, Nancy Messner, okay, she is the director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases at the CDC. Now, she said during the morning briefing with reporters on Monday, she met with, from what I'm reading here, the Indian Health Service, or HIS for short, and posted the following message on its website. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is closely monitoring an outbreak of a respiratory disease, coronavirus disease 2019, or COVID 19. So what I'm getting from this is this was supposed to happen last year. But apparently it was delayed or something like that. Now it's happening here. You know? And we all need to be on standby for this. Let's see here. That is caused by a new coronavirus that was first detected in China, like I said. The COVID-19 has now been detected in 35 locations internationally, including cases in the United States. For the general American public who are unlikely to be exposed to the virus, the immediate health risk is considered low at this time. So this virus is like a small puppy right now. You know how when you have a small puppy, they haven't hit their growth spurt yet, so they're not going to get taller. But once this virus hits its growth spurt, we could be talking about a major disaster through the entire United States. We could be talking about a global pandemic. Okay. Now, however, the potential public health threat posed by the coronavirus is high, both globally and to the United States. This is a rapidly evolving situation, and information is likely to become dated quickly. We encourage everyone to periodically review CDC's coronavirus 19 webpage for the most recent updates. So, we will be doing that here at Allied Heritage Report. So stay tuned as we will find more stuff. Something else that is happening right now. Somebody in Congress has pressed the button. And I want to give you, sir or ma'am, a round of applause. Because you, sir or ma'am, whichever one, you have put your foot forward and said enough is enough. And I'm very proud to say that. Thank you. Thank you, whoever you are. Because Congress is set to hear testimony on discretion or however else you would put it, of sacred sites at Trump's border wall. So they're going to bring up cases on Donald Trump digging up sacred Native American bones, and they're going to expose him. Okay? It says here, the House Subcommittee on Indigenous Peoples of the United States will hear testimony today at 2 p.m. Okay, so this testimony is already done. Maybe I'll get some updates from it, but let's continue on this one. Okay. On the recent destruction of the Native American sacred sites at the southern border in Arizona, the hearing entitled Destroying Sacred Sites and Erasing Tribal Culture. The Trump administration construction of the border wall will include testimony from Tonoho O'Donnell Nation Chairman Ned Norris Jr. and Dr. Anna Marie Ortiz. She is the director of National Resources and Environment, U.S. Government Accountability Office, and Association on American Indian Affairs. Executive Director Shannon Keller Laughlin, Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs, U.S. Department of the Internal, Tara Sweeney is invited to testify as well. In recent weeks, construction crews they were contracted by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency, or CBP, have been blasting through the Roosevelt easement in southern Arizona that includes the Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument. Now, From what I've heard from resources and other people, this monument is a big deal. This is a very historic monument. And again, I'm grateful to those people that are stepping forward saying enough is enough, because we cannot tear down this monument. If we do so, we are putting a big dent in American culture. And let's see here. The monument is sacred, and the area has also been designed or designated as a biosphere reserve by the United Nations because it is full of rare plants and animals. Okay. Chairman Norris is set to testify on the federal government's lack of tribal consultation with the nation regarding the wall being built where there are sacred sites. Now, like I said, this is happening right now, and as I find more on it, you will be the first to know. But let me give you my thought on this. I understand completely that Trump wants to try to create jobs. I understand he wants to create opportunities here. But are you telling me that it is okay for this man, this rich billionaire man that we have appointed President of the United States, the one man who is supposed to protect us all, is stepping back, and he's putting Native Americans and indigenous people into a bubble, and he's saying, you know what, I'm better than you. We're going to build our wall anyway, screw you. Sounds like what he's saying here. Okay. See here. Trying to find something else that's happening right now as we speak. By the way, is anybody okay with the weather that's out here today? I mean, it's kind of cold, right? It's muggy, it's weird. I figured since it's going into March, it'd start raining and, thundering a little bit, but ain't seen none of that. Okay, so happening this week. Now, this isn't necessarily today, but it could happen sometime by the end of the week. Arizona Indian Festival organizes event for all tribes at Scottsdale Western Week. Okay, so let's read more into this. Scottsdale, Arizona, the annual Arizona Indian Festival, or AIF, during Western Week in the city of Scottsdale from February 1st to February 9th. So this has already happened. But I would like to dig more into this because I'm kind of interested in some of these celebrations, these festivals, the powwows that go on. I have never personally seen a powwow. I would like to. But it says here, okay, on Saturday, February 8th, Old Town Scottsdale hosted the Western Village Hispanic Village and Arizona Indian Festival and the Parada del Sol Trails Inn Festival, with that day being the busiest, with foot traffic up to 10,000 people. So 10,000 people joined in or attended this festival. So that's good. They had a major turnout. On the second day of the festival, February 9th, was less congested, but the event schedule was still packed with a variety as it rotated traditional songs, dances every 20 minutes on the main stage. This year, the 66th annual Scottsdale parade was led by Grand Marshal Peter McDonald Sr., okay, a Navajo code talker. The former chairman of the Navajo Nation also spent time with the Navajo village during the Arizona Indian Festival to sign autographs and talk with visitors who stood in line to see him. Okay, Arizona Indian Festival is coordinated by Arizona American Indian Tourism Association, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, which means they're not doing this for money. They're basically doing it just for fun. Along with a festival committee, it takes 6 months of planning to gather all Arizona tribal communities and businesses together. So this ain't something that just happens overnight. They actually have to put work into it. AIF has been at the Scottsdale Civic Plaza since 2015. The venue has been a great location with plenty of outdoor space to involve traditional dwellings, a dance performance area, food vendors, native arts and crafts, and hospitality areas. Old Town Scottsdale, the mayor of Scottsdale, W.J. Jim Lane, also made it a point to attend the Arizona Indian Festival to express his appreciation for all those involved. Let's see here, I may have time to cover one more before I get into my final thoughts. Let's see here. Again, while I'm looking at this, I would like to take this opportunity to thank people. Thank my wife for videotaping this. Again, she could have told me to go to hell, but she did not. And she's been busting her ass every day with me to do this, so I thank her. And also, breaking news to my wife, she has an appointment March 2nd. You also have to arrive at a certain time, just so you know. Alright, anyway. Let's see here, let's get into the rise of e-cigarettes. Now, these electronic cigarettes, or you call them vapes or something, I don't know, I don't smoke. So, the rise of these e-cigarettes, how the vaping epidemic impacts indigenous health and culture, okay? Now, Redwood County, Minnesota states vaping doesn't turn as many heads as it used to in the lower Sioux Indian community. Members of the Minnesota-based tribe have come to accept the use of e-cigarettes and in recent years have normalized vaping almost as much as smoking. So they consider it more like, another way to smoke. I think that's why they were made, I'm not sure. But electronic cigarettes, also known as e-cigarettes or e-cigs, vapes, e-hookies, vape pens, mods, and electronic nicotine delivery systems, are battery-powered commercial tobacco products that deliver nicotine flavorings and other harmful chemicals in the form of an aerosol. Okay, users of these products inhale the e-liquid that may contain nicotine, as well as various compositions of flavors. Bystanders can also breathe in these dangerous substances from the air when in close proximity. Okay, a former vapor himself understands why e-cigarettes could appeal to smokers and non-smokers alike. They give users a rush, come in a variety of flavors, and are widely available and easy to access. These things, I don't smoke, so I've never priced these things, but I've seen places where they are cheaper than cigarettes. but there are places where they're more expensive than cigarettes. So, and when he noticed a film developing on his car windshield and recognized it's getting into my lungs, it's just not worth it. So this is basically causing more smoke in his car. He can't see to drive, can't breathe, so he decided to put it down. He's done. Now, before I get into my final three thoughts, I'm going to run through this real quick. The statement that I made about police brutality, I want to clarify that I don't think all police officers are bad. I think some are actually out here to help us. Some are actually out here to save our lives. Like the Columbia Police Department. The Columbia Police Department, from what I've seen, are here to help us. I have not seen anything that says they are corrupted in any kind of way. But on certain things, they do need help. So I want to offer my help to the Columbia Police Department and the Murray County Sheriff's Department right here on Allied Heritage Report. Now, for discrepancies, I'm going to give you his first name. I'm not going to give you his last name. Because for one, I can't pronounce it. For two, I haven't got all the information on him just yet. Okay? So, this guy named Scott, he's been missing since 2010. And the big question here is, where is he now? Okay? Some sources have said that he's been spotted in the Chicago area or the Las Vegas area. Okay? But this man, he was born he went missing March 25th, 2010. It's now 2008, it's now 2020. Okay? He was 48 years old when he went missing. He was born August 17th, 1961. Okay? And by my calculations, with it being 2020, he's got to be like maybe 59, 60 years old now. Okay, the police describe Scott as a white male standing between 5'7" to 5'10". He has brown hair, hazel eyes, and weighs about 165 pounds. Okay, he has tattoos on both his forearms and wears prescription glasses. Okay, the detective that was on the case said the department was recently made aware that Scott and the investigator is seeking not Scott. Scott's the one that's missing. Chris and the investigator is seeking the community's assistance in finding him. Okay? If we can find Chris, and we can find him sometime sooner rather than later, then the police department, they can summon a DNA sample, okay, to help in the search for his brother, so they can do compare and contrast. The department has so far been unable to find the second missing brother after following leads in Las Vegas and their childhood home in Illinois. Now their home is near Chicago. Okay? He has seemingly fallen off the face of the earth. Nobody knows where he is. It remains unclear if the two are identical twins or fraternal twins, okay? And investigators say they have no additional infos of a parents. So what I gave you, that's all we have. The department could use Chris's DNA to search for a cross-referencing data on a national list of unidentified deceased individuals managed by the FBI. So if he is dead, we can use his name, or they can use his name, his DNA, to search some references here. Using the National Missing and Unidentified Persons Systems, or HAMIS, the department could use Chris to search for, like I said, cross-referencing DNA or other things that might be able to help the investigation. But what I would like to say here is, I have given you details. I've given you, everything that I could possibly give you on this guy. If you see him, if you know where he is, we need information to help find him and bring him home. Now, I'd like to get to my final 3 thoughts. 1, the Native American community is about to get hit several ways than one. One being Donald Trump building his wall. The other being with this coronavirus. So I want to say stay safe out there. If you think you're not feeling well and you think you might have this virus, please go get checked out. We don't want to see people fall. We don't want to see people die, so please, go get checked out. Now, this Donald Trump thing, it'll work itself out, hopefully. As long as we come together and fight this head on like we would anything else. Second thought. These celebrations and these dances and these powwows and everything, I think they're a great way to share heritage. I think they're a great way to share teachings. And if you have a chance to go to a powwow or something, take it. Go ahead and go. Because you're not going to get anything besides anything that's good. So, my third and final thought is, most importantly, when it comes to our democracy, I don't think socialism should be able to keep you out of running for president. And by saying that, I'm pointing out Bernie Sanders, because Bernie has been attacked left and right. And this guy is only in it to help us. He's got ideas, he's got plans to push us forward. I would also like to point out, Mark Charles has on Facebook, he has little sessions of Q&A. So if you have any questions for the man, get on one of them sessions and ask him. Most likely he will answer the question for you. Like I said, this Friday, hopefully I will have more equipment, more tools for the trade, so I'll be able to deliver this stuff in a better way to you. I would like to thank the Native American Association for staying behind me on this. I would like to thank Chester Roaming Wolf Rice for staying behind me on this, and he's actually helping me with a lot of this stuff. I would like to extend my hand to the Native American Association if you got any details on any news that we can run here on Allied Heritage Report. We can share information and details and we can cover it together. That's my show for today, and for all the allies out there, stay safe, drive carefully. And I also heard it was going to snow tonight, so be careful on that. For Allied Heritage Report, I'm your host, Javon Chandler. Have a good night.